Looks like his billboard.
Oh, there he is in the green tie here in the middle. And
Mark, if you can have a roll call, I would appreciate it.
Mr. Dominic.
Present.
Mr. Lyndon Johnson. Mr. Jackson. Mr. Lynn.
Present.
Mr. Bowman.
Present.
Mr. Cawthorn.
Present.
Mrs. Gage Watt.
Present.
Mr. Middleton.
Here.
Mr. Atkins. Here. Mr. Chavez. Mr. Smith. Mr. Lewis Johnson.
Present.
We have a quorum, sir.
Okay. If we all can stand, we'll have the invocation by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts and Commissioner Matthew Lynn, if you'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us pray. God, how we thank you, Lord, for this day that you have blessed us with. God, it's once more and again, Lord, that we come before you humble as we know how, God, with bowed heads, Father God, and humble hearts. Lord, we invite you into this meeting on this evening, Lord, and we ask, Father God, that you will give us the wisdom, Father God, and the knowledge how to handle the business of Caddo Parish. God, we ask, Father God, that you will bless, Father God, all of those who are in service, Lord, putting their lives on the line, Father God, for our safety, Lord. We ask you, Father God, that you would bless each individual, constituent, citizen of Caddo Parish, Shreveport, Louisiana, and the state of Louisiana. Lord, right now, God, you are needed.
Yes, you are.
And Lord God, we know, Father God, that there is so much is going on in this world, God. But Lord, right here in our small vicinity, God, we just ask, Father God, that you would grant us your peace. Lord, it is in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Everyone, please face our flag and say the Pledge of Allegiance along with me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here today. I do appreciate Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts and Commissioner Matthew Lynn for helping us out on the invocation and the pledge. Thank y'all so much. And we'll go ahead and get into our meeting. So we're moving over to our next item, which is the agenda additions. Mr. Hopkins, do you have any agenda additions?
No, sir, I do not.
I don't have any, have not heard any, so we'll move on to citizens' comments. This is the time for citizens to address the commission if there's any on any issue other than zoning. Please fill out a comment card located in the chamber foyer and return it to myself or the clerk of the commission. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes. I have one card. Todd, do you have any other than this one card? So our first person to speak is Thaddeus Morris Jr. Is Mr. Thaddeus here? How you doing? How you doing today, Mr. Morris? If you can come forward and you have 3 minutes, don't get too close to the mic because it gets a. Yeah, that sounds good. We'll tell you. Okay. Tell us your name and you have 3 minutes.
Okay, my name is Thaddeus Morris Jr. Yes, sir. Basically, I just wanted to come here and give you all an outlook of, from a teenager's perspective, of what's going on in the community. Basically, it's just a lot of nonsense and unnecessary violence. But when you think of the word violence, you have to think of the sequence of events that occur up to the climax, such as a gunshot or an arrest or anything like that. Like, what can we do? Like, what do you guys see that would help us as a community? Because you guys are the heads, and in order to start improvement, we have to start with the head in order to build up the tail. Yes, sir. And I'm just basically just wanted to let you guys know that there's a lot of stuff that could be done in order to stop in the whole motion before the climax even occurred. And basically it has to start, I think, with police force. It's like you have to basically, you know how people can misinterpret a person's appearance if you come on too strong or if it's not clear what your good is. And I just think that if there were more policies in place that would allow like overseers to not, as be so aggressive, then I think there would be less, minors being thrown into juveniles and less, and it's a lot. It's like a lot. Like when you think of violence, you have to think about like in the neighborhoods. But violence once started, like inside of schools. Like even in my school, kids go through bullying and everything. But like you guys don't know anything about that because as you see, like there's like no principals here. So like nobody's gonna talk about like what's going on inside of the school because that's gonna look bad on their behalf. But it still does happen, yes sir, believe it or not. But I just think we have to dig deeper into the issues and stop trying to just, make it do implants and make it look pretty. We have to actually go in and cut out of the cancer that's killing off all of our communities and all of our hardworking citizens, stripping parents away from children, stripping, like right now, children not even seeing their parents at 4 or 5 years old. Can you imagine being a 4 or 5 year old not knowing where your mother is or where your father is? That's terrifying. But the same terror is being scared you're going to walk up the street and get shot, or you're scared that, if I get pulled over, I'm going to get arrested, even though I don't have like any tickets or anything like that. But I'm just saying it has to start with the heads, and then it trickles down. It's like a domino effect. If one domino falls, all the rest of them are going to fall. And that's basically all I have for you guys today. And thank you all for listening.
Well, thank you, Thaddeus. Thaddeus, normally I don't do this, but I just noticed that you go to Booker T. Washington.
Yes,
so
sir,
what grade will you be in?
I'm being 12th grader next
Okay.
year. Yes.
Well, good luck. I heard you say you're in Commissioner Stormy Gage
Yes, sir.
Watts' district. Please reach out to her, work with her. She's always very receptive. Thank you for coming down.
Thank
Wish
y'all
you the
for
best of
having me.
luck, and thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Thank y'all.
Thaddeus is a good football player.
Yes,
He
sir.
played Little League
As
football.
well,
for
I
me.
forgot.
With the
Mr.
Hurricane.
Lynn was my first ever football coach. First ever. And I thank him for instilling in me the fundamentals of not only being a good athlete, but being a good young man and being able to be a role model and not so much as a follower.
Right.
And I appreciate him for that as well.
Thank you for coming down.
No problem.
Okay, Todd, we'll move on to our next item.
We have no visitors. We move to special resolution. Special resolution of recognition to the Shreveport Mudbugs.
Okay, if we can all rise, and I know they're here, or some of them here, and we will have, Todd, are you reading the resolution? Okay, so we'll all rise at this time. If everybody can rise, we'll have the reading of the resolution.
I think the three sponsors.
Okay, I think the three sponsors, Mr. Milton and Chavez and Commissioner Bowman, are going to come down with the Mudbugs representative. Y'all can come on up to the front.
I'm not supposed to hold this big thing.
Last gentleman said no bull, and I said, I'm going to talk man short all the time.
Okay, John, that's enough.
We're asking Todd to read it.
Okay, Todd, go ahead.
In the name and by the authority of the Caddo Parish Commission, resolution of recognition of the Shreveport Mudbugs. Whereas the Caddo Parish Commission has observed with pride and satisfaction as the Shreveport Mudbugs have built an incredible team of dominance in their 2 years as a member of the North American Hockey League. And whereas the Shreveport Mudbugs have emerged as the 2017-2018 NAHL Robertson Cup National Champions, having conquered the Minot Montoras at the NAHL Robertson Cup final in Blaine, Minnesota, Fogarty Arena on May 14, 2018. And whereas the Mudbugs are the first NAHL team in the 41-year history to call the state of Louisiana home, the Mudbugs are one of the top attendance drawers in the league, with each game at George's Pond filled with rabid fans celebrating and supporting their Shreveport Mudbugs. And whereas not only are the Mudbugs organization a hockey championship organization, their contributions and efforts in bringing the 2018 Miss USA and Miss Teen USA pageants to the Hirsch Coliseum have led to much local excitement, tourism, and economic development to Caddo Parish and Northwest Louisiana, making them one of the elite organizations throughout the Architects. Now therefore be it resolved by the Caddo Parish Commission that it does hereby heartily commend and congratulate owner Tommy Scott, General Manager Scott Musket, Coach Zernis, staff, and the team members of the Shreveport Mudbugs for their devotion to excellence and for the splendid manner in which they represent their city and their parish. Be it further resolved that the Commission applauds the Shreveport Mudbugs for all their hard work and persistence that has resulted in outstanding athletic and personal accomplishments and the honor and prestige they have brought back to this community. The Commission does wish much continued success in the game of hockey, as well as in the business of life, for which their teamwork experiences have so successfully helped to prepare them. Signed, all Caddo Parish Commissioners.
Everybody can have a seat.
Yes. Oh, picture.
I need to get one with that trophy.
Yes, I love it. Can we carry it? How heavy is it?
Pretty heavy now.
It's pretty heavy.
Mike's been working out.
That's
Hey,
it.
Commissioner, hey, no workman's comp now.
John said it's bigger than Mario.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll just go with that. Okay.
Yeah. And before we have them come up, I just want to say something briefly, if that's fine. Oh, is
Yeah.
that better? What about this?
That's good.
That's better? All right, Mr. President and the rest of the commission, I just want to say to both of these gentlemen, and also thank you, Commissioner Chavez and Commissioner Middleton, for helping stand in support of this, and all of the commissioners. But you all have transformed and revolutionized an area in the city, not on my district, but even those surrounding. You have Mr. Johnson and Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts. You've changed the whole area. And you didn't just do it with hockey. You also did it by reaching out in the community for people who can't even afford, even around who can't afford to attend different things or do anything. You've opened it up. You all both have even opened the ice hockey ring when we never even had something like that. We had to drive over to Marshall, Texas, and we're 3 times, 4 times their size. But it's that, and then how you changed even the Hearst Coliseum. And everything that seemed like it wouldn't have any life, you all helped to do it. And I know one thing is business, but you all didn't have to do it. And when you have a servant heart, it shows, and it showed all the way around. And then with the pageant, you helped put us on not a national platform, but we were seen 70 countries worldwide. And so for that, I applaud you, we applaud both of you all, and we just thank everything that you're doing, and we're grateful, and congratulations as well, again. So thank you all.
Guys, I'll make this brief. There's not a lot I can say on top of that. But I wanted to highlight the true venture capitalists that you guys are, where in today's world, so many people think that they have to come to the government with their hand out and ask us for stuff. But you guys didn't. You never came and asked for a penny. You guys opened your own wallets, and you had a vision, and you opened up a true economic developed driver that I sat there at the Miss USA thing just thinking, man, these guys' vision, like look at what it has accumulated to. And they never came to us saying, what are you guys going to do for us? It was, what are we going to do for you guys? And I hope that you have lit a torch in the entrepreneurs of Caddo Parish and Shreveport, that they can see what you guys have done and say, we don't need these guys. We can do it ourselves. And you guys have started that. So thank you for doing that. Thank you, guys.
Great comment, guys. And like I said, I always like to be third. That way everyone's said everything I was going to say, more or less. Okay. But again, congratulations. And when you said you're going to dress the old pig up and put lipstick on it, I think you said on Kill, man, did you exceed in that. Now, I'm going to give you something else. You got this challenge down, Scott. So remember, we need another semi-professional baseball team here, and you've got something right next door. I'll be able to make that work out. So another challenge for you, but thank you for what you've done. Congratulations to you and the team. I know they can't be here. They're probably somewhere else in the country right now. But awesome, awesome, awesome. See you next year. Yeah, come on up and say any comments you'd like to.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is a great honor. Somebody that's born and raised here at Caddo Parish. This is a huge honor for me, and I couldn't be more proud to be from this area. It's I'm really glad that we can do the things we do, and I do encourage others to you don't have to have a lot of money. You just have to have a good attitude and a vision. And I would encourage anybody to invest in your own town. You know, where you are, where you go is where you are. So make the most of it. But I'm not really the speaker. This guy over here, Scott Musket, he's the guy.
Scott, come on up, man.
Scotty Dog.
You know, I when we sat back 4 years ago and started to look at this venture, I was waiting for Tommy to tell me that I was absolutely crazy, and he was waiting for me to tell him the same thing. And kind of stemming from what you said, we we sat at the Miss USA pageant, and there were moments where I actually made my wife, I made my wife be an usher at the Miss USA pageant because we just wanted to make sure that it was done the way that we wanted it done, and I knew I could talk her into doing it with me. But I pulled her aside, and we went up and we sat up near one of the top rows behind the stage, and I asked her to just take a look around, because it truly was a dream come true, and not because it was the pageant, but because it was in this city, and we love this city, and we love this parish, and we love what this area has to offer. And I'm here to tell you, I've already got started on that baseball field.
Hey guys, hang on one second. Hang on, can y'all come up? We got a couple commissioners that want just to address y'all and say some nice words. I hope they're nice words.
We've heard plenty of words.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. Commissioner Lyndon Johnson.
Well, I see you guys all the time dealing with the Sports Commission, but I really want to say that I appreciate all that you do for not only Shreveport, but for Caddo Parish and the state of Louisiana. It took a lot of sweat and equity from you guys to turn that hearse around to what it is today. And if anybody in this area hadn't been to the hearse lately, they need to go inside and see what it looks like. It still's got some more work to be done, but from right now, it's turned around. You know, turned the corner with it. And Mario, I think that, you know, actually some public dollars need to be sent into the hearse to help bring some more events here, because the more events that we can get in there, the better it is for them, because their costs will then come back around a lot quicker to them, and then they can go off into another venture, maybe the baseball field at that point in time. But we need to get that area going back again like it really should be done. And they're doing the best they can with the amount of money that they have and the events that they're doing. But then there's some events that we just miss out on because of different reasons. And so we had been working on one. I just found out the other day that one won't be coming here.
Right.
But
For now.
But
Right.
in a couple of years, we probably can get it. But it's just the fact that they're doing the best that they can with the hockey and then the ice rink, and they open it up for other events. But, you know, when developers come in or promoters come in and look at it, you know, the hearse has a lot of age to it compared to some of the newer buildings. And so you have to do something to entice them to come to that. And we just have to change our attitude and our behavior and want to welcome those kind of events here at the Shreveport. We jumped on board with the Miss USA and Miss Teen USA pageant because it was going to bring international popularity to Shreveport. But there's some events that just going to be a regional event, or it might just be a local event, that we're going to have that same kind of enthusiasm in order for people to see that we're serious about helping entrepreneurs do the things that they want to do, and other industries that come here will also see that we're trying to help do things instead of just picking stuff apart. And they can pick on what we want to support and what we don't want to support. And we just got to get more consistent with it. But thanks again for all the hard work that you have done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations. I am so elated to just even attend the Mud Bugs hockey games. And if you have not had the opportunity to actually go out there and see the transformation of the Hirsch Coliseum, where I attended my first concert, it looks like a totally different place. But then when I say transformation and I go and I think about the Miss USA and the Miss Teen USA pageants that were held there, and I watch you as a servant walk around and be that usher and making sure that everybody was comfortable in the settings that they were in, it was absolutely amazing. To just see the way that place was transformed was surreal. It was unbelievable. And I'm glad that we were able to host that event in Shreveport, in Caddo Parish, and that you all facility was available for that event. So thank you. Thank you for the championship and a great time at that Mud Bugs game, and everyone should take their families to see it. We need to support it. We all need to get behind this and really support it. Every event should be sold out. There's no reason why it shouldn't. We have a winning team right here in Shreveport, Louisiana, and Caddo, and we got to do our best to support it. So congratulations, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amen.
Okay, I'm up next. I just wanted to say piggyback on something Commissioner Middleton said, of course, I'm more of a baseball guy. My kids played baseball. So I love to see the baseball out there. But, so many times people talk about, oh, Shreveport doesn't have anything or Caddo Parish doesn't have anything. And y'all have really, really done a great job of bringing our community and city together, and wanted to congratulate y'all on your hard work. We, as people in the city of Shreveport and Caddo Parish, seem to kind of downplay the good things. It's always about the negativity, things that are going on. And this was just a wonderful, wonderful thing to see in our area. So, frankly, I think we should have given y'all should have gotten more press and more than what was actually given, because it is really, really big. And it was great for us to be able to just take out the time of one day today to honor y'all. We wish y'all could do more, but I did want to say something, LB. We did give to the Miss USA pageant to help bring them in, so we have given out there. So
which I voted for.
So thank y'all. Commissioner Vice President Lynn Cawthorn.
I want to echo what everyone else said by first saying congratulations, and secondly, for you guys to have the vision to do what it is that you did with the mud bugs. I think the twin elements of economic development in the city is going to be obviously attracting corporations here. And then once you get people to your city, what did you have to do? And just as a side note, LBJ mentioned that it's a regional deal. And I don't know if many people realize that when Memphis, in a modern context, we developed Beale Street, it was essentially a regional approach. And so 72% of their visitors that came were from Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi, and other parts of Tennessee. And then they became national. And so for you guys to have the vision to do what you're doing, put us on a regional level, somewhere down the road, it becomes national. So again, my hat's off to you, and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Stephen Jackson.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say, job well done. I remember back at the end of probably 2014, we met about this concept up on the second floor, and you all didn't know how this was going to work. I don't even necessarily knew that you knew. I think you all were determining what building you would use.
That's correct,
at the time. And so to see things come sort of full circle and see the success that you all have had, I agree with what I heard Commissioner Chavez says. Let's talk to more people about just taking that leap of faith. Because what I tell folks, especially young individuals, is Shreveport is Shreveport and Caddo Parish. We are of a right size where you can pretty much make things happen here if you apply what you want to do to it. And so, congratulations. I've been to several events out there. I've been to a game. I've been to the bull riding competition. I tried to figure out in my head how were you going to get the bull riding, the hockey game, and the pageant done all in 1 week. I did not get a chance to make it out to the pageant, but you made it work. You made it work, and so great job. And we look forward to hopefully at some point maybe asking for the state to put some capital outlay dollars out there into Hearst Memorial, so it can be that incubator coming in. It's right off I-20, and so it's worth it. So thank y'all.
Great, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much again. Thank you for coming, and wish y'all the best of luck. See y'all here next year.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Paper, rock, scissors.
Motion to approve.
Oh yeah, I have a motion by Commissioner Chavez, seconded by Commissioner Mike Middleton to approve this resolution. That will be voted on. Please vote.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that passes 12-0. Moving to our next item.
Adopt the regular session minutes from June 7th.
Second.
That's been moved by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watson, seconded by Commissioner Lyndon B. Johnson. Please vote. And that passes 11-1. Going over to our next item.
I tried to change it in time.
Next, we move to communiques and committee reports, administration response, information requests.
Dr. Wilson?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Commissioners. President Dominic, I have a brief presentation I'd like to give you on animal services.
Sure.
At this time, I'd like to show you a little quick video. Then following that will be Director Travis Clark coming before you and kind of giving you a picture of where we're heading with CPAS. And also want you to be aware that we had aggressively dealt with the technology already at the shelter. So now the transformational process is in full swing. So we're going to kind of give you some more information on where we're going with the program.
You said we're the best shelter in the nation? I'm sorry.
We're getting there.
Caddo Parish Animal Services is moving in a new direction. We're implementing lots of new ideas, and this is going to be an industry standard shelter. Caddo Parish Animal Services and Mosquito Control is seeking qualified candidates to join our team and assist us in our mission. Our mission is to provide the best level of care for the animals in our shelter while increasing the bonds between humans and animals in our community. We're going to complete our mission by adoption events, educational efforts, and public outreach. Caddo Parish Animal Services has various positions available. If this sounds like you and you want to be a part of the team, please visit the Parish website and apply.
Right.
Director Clark's going to come forward and give us a little direction, a brief history on where we're going. And also, I'll make you aware of the positions we currently have. Currently advertised.
That are open to be.
Yes, sir. We have about 13 positions currently open, and we're taking the steps to fill those positions right now.
Fresh stove.
Director Clark, welcome to the podium today.
How y'all doing today?
Hi.
All right. Currently, right now, we started doing interviews today. Unsure of how much the video had to do with it, but we have close to 200 applicants for some of those positions out there at the shelter. So we'll be busy for the next coming weeks dealing with that. Our Pet Point, the data management system that we use down at the shelter that has the ability to have the animals posted online. We're still tweaking it, but the animals are posted currently. So if you have a lost animal, you can visit the parish website and the animal will be posted online. We're dealing with that. And also our cleaning practices and things of that nature. Recently, we wanted to involve the community with some of the changes that were happening at the shelter. So we asked for donations of wire crates and kennels so we can improve the way that we clean with the amount of animals that we have on hand. We have got some donations. I ordered 20 kennels myself to show the community that I'm willing to help and put my money where my mouth is, because those are things that need to be done. We're doing that as well. And we're using the XL cleaner, which is the industry standard cleaning products to ensure that we're trying to eradicate diseases and, cut down on disease spread.
Okay. And moving away from bleach.
Yes, and moving away from bleach. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay. Thank you, Travis. I appreciate it.
Travis, you're going to sit on the front row, so you have some questions.
Okay, Commissioners, we have the following positions open. We have an animal care assistant part-time. We have 5 positions open. The animal services manager for the shelter. We are combining the ACO operation as well as the shelter into one position. And we have opening for 2 animal control officers, a veterinarian technician, adoption coordinator, a rescue foster coordinator, a customer engagement specialist, and we just filled this past week a quality assurance specialist position. So the transformation is in full swing, and a lot of this was predicated on the Best Friends report, so we are moving forward to implement those changes, and we think at the end of the day, we all be well pleased with the changes that we're making to make the operation better. So I just want to kind of give you an idea of where we're heading and where we're going, and I'm proud that these things are currently in place. And as well as we had an architect to come out about a week or 2 ago to look at how we expand our capacity with the existing facility, and we would continually work that to try to get a better handle on being able to store more animals that need to be stored at that facility with the limited space we have. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them for you right now. And but there you go. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, we got several commissioners.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
on board.
More than glad to.
Hey, Travis, can you come up? I guess the first thing, we got 13 positions to be filled. Are we understaffed right now? Are we able to?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're understaffed.
And how long do you think it's going to take before we'll have those? Another 30 days, or do we know?
We're currently interviewing for the 5 part-time animal care assistant positions.
Yeah.
Of course, the management and specialty positions may take a little longer to fill because we have to get the right people, as those are key positions in the shelter operation.
And you said something about you were looking for kennels, and you say you donated some yourself or something? What were you saying?
Yes, sir.
Your own money?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's great.
Great director.
Hey, how much does the kennels cost?
I found some online at Chewy.com. They sell a lot of pet supplies. You can buy the smaller kennels or the medium-sized kennels because we have dogs of all sizes. They range between $25 and $50.
Okay. So if someone was watching this video and they wanted to donate one of those kennels, that's the best place to go, is that what you're saying? Or
They could go to Amazon or Chewy.com. If they send the crate or the donated item straight to the shelter, we can write them a letter for the donation.
Well, I don't mind giving,
whatnot.
Maybe better me. I'd maybe write y'all a check to see if y'all can't get a couple of kennels or something.
Yes, sir.
Of course, my check will be small. You could buy a couple of small kennels, but if we get Commissioner Atkins and Mr. Chavez to donate some, we may get some large ones.
Commissioner Johnson.
So I appreciate that. I applaud you for personally stepping up and showing that you have skin in the game, and
yes, sir.
Appreciate your hard work. So
yes, sir.
That's all I have. Commissioner Lyndon Johnson.
Thank you, sir. Are these new positions? All new positions? Wow. Or
All
some
of
of these are being replacing some people?
Some of the positions have been retitled, and some of these positions are new positions. As far as the rescue coordinator and the adoption and humane education coordinator, and the animal services manager, because you're combining 2 supervisors into 1 manager.
Okay. How does these positions affect the budget?
It doesn't. We're stuck within the limited manpower of 40 personnel. We didn't go over that. We didn't add any new positions at all, so it's still the same.
Okay. The kennels. If you hadn't bought the kennels, that was going to affect the budget, or you just?
You mean if I would have spent?
If you had spent your budget money on the kennels, would that?
With the way things need to be done, I would rather spend my money and ask for donations, because there are a lot of things that need to happen at the shelter, and we already have a limited budget.
All right, but you also got a limited income coming in too, so I don't want you spending all your money on things when the parish could actually do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, come talk to your boss and come talk to us. I don't want you spending all your personal money on doing this.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That's right.
I think my last question is that I heard somebody said that they was using bleach to clean the kennels and stuff.
They use bleach in the mixture that they make in the solution for cleaning of the facility right now.
Okay, and you switching to a brand kind of solution that's more animal friendly or something?
Yes, sir. It's the industry standard. It's called Rescue XL. It's 1 part to 64 parts water, no bleach, 5-minute contact time, kills a lot of zoonotic diseases that are communicated throughout the shelter.
Okay. Do we have any more things like that we need to switch out that's out there that you know of?
As far as the cleaning products?
That's not industry standard, yes.
The only other thing that I want to address is the kenneling of the animals. The current kennels we have, some of them do have the dual-sided guillotine type doors where they can go from one side to the other side, but the amount of animals that come into the shelter far exceed the capacity to care within the kennels, so they can only stay on one side. Try to keep every animal safe and keep them separated. So that's why I was asking for kennels, so we can take the animals out of the cage, keep them safe, get them fed while they're in crates, clean the kennels the way they need to be cleaned, and then put them back in a clean, dry, sanitized kennel.
Okay.
The kennels that we're having built, in addition to what we already have, will be double-sided kennels.
Okay. I'm very proud of what you've been doing since you've been here. I know some people questioned you in the beginning. It was sort of like interrogation, but at the same time, I think that Dr. Wilson made an excellent choice as the director for animal services, and I'm behind you 100%. So if next month somebody comes in and says you're doing something wrong, I'm not gonna take their side. I'm gonna hear both sides before I even offer any kind of opinion.
Yes, sir.
Some of my colleagues sometimes take that complaint and run with it, but you'll know from me that I always listen to both sides before I even say anything.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's all I got.
Thank you, Commissioner Lyndon Johnson. Commissioner Gerald Bowman.
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
How you doing today?
How are you, sir? Thanks for asking. All right. Well, I just want to tell you, I think on a sidebar, when we first came up with things, I think Commissioner Lynn and I are probably one of the most excited because it's like Virginia Slims. We've come a long way, baby, from where we started from. And just want to say, unlike the old General Electric that's now off the Dow Jones, you help to bring good things to life. And Director Sanders as well. And really, and I think it's the buy-in that you reach out in the community as well.
Yes, sir.
And again, most of the people, and everyone's gone, who could have been an issue or nuisance, but everyone who's still there, they're there because they care. Yes, you want a paycheck or whatever, but you're not there because, and other people aren't there because they want the money. You're
Yes,
there
sir.
because you care and you have a love for all different animals.
Yes,
and
sir.
that's been proven even when you left and came back. You didn't have to. And the fact that the whole staff, I've seen a difference, other people have. Even Miss Susan, we've seen so much, and we're proud.
Thank you.
Anything that we can continue to do to continue that measure, it's like a full circle moment. I didn't know if we would ever see that. Well, I would be a commissioner, but we have happened, and I thank you all both. And on a side note, how many more kennels are needed? And if besides kennels, are there any other items that we can donate or can assist with?
As far as the kennels, there will probably be about 80 to 90 more that'll need to be ordered over time.
Those crates? The crates?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. And I'm willing to work with what I have. And like I said, we'll get there. It's not going to happen overnight. But I'm willing to put in the work. That's the biggest donated item that I see right now.
Okay.
That and puppy pads.
Oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so explain for those who may not know what puppy pads are. That's
Puppy pads
expensive,
are,
I'll tell you that.
Puppy pads are, it's like you don't want to use the newspaper when you're lying in the kennels.
Mm-hmm.
You can use some newspaper, but you put the puppy pads down. It has the scent. Try to help the animals eliminate on the pads. That's what those are.
Okay. And not to give any business a certain praise, but where could we go locally to get some puppy pads?
Locally, you could go to Petco, Pet Zone, PetSmart if we had
No
those.
excuse, right?
Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah, Walmart. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Family
Any store
Dollar,
that
I
sells
guess.
animal stuff.
Correct. Well, I know that. I have 3, but I just wanted for those who don't know.
Yes,
they
sir.
can go there.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
You through?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, just keep quoting the Bible. It sounds a little bit better.
That just well, if you keep trusting in the Lord, He will direct your path. Okay,
There you go.
Proverbs 3 and 5.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Atkins?
Thank you, Mr. President. Director Clark, thanks for your hard work. I appreciate your initiative and your courage to make changes that need to be made.
Yes, sir.
Stick with your guns and hold the path there.
Yes, sir.
And if there are citizens out there interested in making a contribution to the CRADE effort or any other efforts at Animal Services, is there an address on the website or something that people can access?
Can mail the crates to?
Or no, where they can access, like to send in a donation or something. Is that okay?
Can someone
Can
donate?
people donate to the?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they can donate to 1500 Monty Street, to Animal Services, Caddo Parish Animal Services,
Yes.
and Mosquito Control.
We'll get there.
All right. And lastly, I've seen some traffic, some email traffic on the prisoner relationship with pets and trying to work some arrangement there. Is that something y'all are looking into, or is it not part of your program currently, or what are your thoughts on that?
I'm willing to look into any program that's going to help with the animal and human bond. Of course, that would need to go through the Animal Services Committee, I would assume, before we.
And certainly the sheriff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did talk to the sheriff about that.
So that's where
3
we
weeks
are.
ago, and he said he didn't mind revisiting that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good idea, because that was something that was implemented, but I think it stopped, so.
Yeah.
Commissioner Matthew Lynn?
Yes, thank you. How is the staff as far as their proficiency in the operation of Pet Point? Is everybody up to speed on how to utilize that system?
Well, we learn something new with Pet Point almost on a daily basis until we can get an operating procedure format lined out that will pinpoint, okay, animal intake, goes to get vaccination, gets the physical exam, it's in the kennel, someone's interested in it, behavioral assessment, food bowl aggression test, and things like that. So some people aren't picking it up as fast as others. However, everyone knows the general ins and outs of the system.
Okay. Is there ongoing training on a weekly basis or monthly basis?
There's people being trained on Pet Point every day.
Okay. Is one of the jobs that you have lined out to hire a person for a behavioral specialist?
In the hiring process for the
hiring
positions that we
process
have
to
right
do-
now?
To do the assessment of principally the dogs when they come in. This dog has this temperament. This dog would work in this type program. This dog is best not adoptable.
No,
That-
we don't have a position for behavioral assessment at this time. People will be tasked with performing behavioral observations, however, that it's not in their title.
Okay. And so do you have people that are there now or that you anticipate hiring that you would put into a position similar to that as far as the intake assessment of the behavioral characteristics of the animals that you bring into the shelter?
Probably within the realm of the adoption coordinator or the rescue coordinator, because they would need to know what animals are deemed appropriate for adoption or shouldn't be in a home with a small child or something like that.
Are you working on your budget for next year to submit to the parish with anticipating an increase?
I would love to work on the budget if I didn't have so much going on right now. It's like I'm one person.
I guess what let me say this in another way. As you assemble all of the things that you want to assemble to have a successful animal shelter under your guidance, that everybody in Caddo Parish and everybody around this horseshoe and our administrator and everybody in your department is proud to say, this is part of our system, and this is a strong link of our system now. When you're assembling those pieces, you presently have a budget that you're working under, and then you're saying, I'm guessing you're saying, well, we can do this because we can do this within budget, but we can't do that even though I would like to, because that would throw us way out of budget. And so are you able to stack those things to the side that you're saying these are things that we need to do, but they're beyond our budget capabilities, to the side, so that they're easily to be identified, whether possibly this year before the end of the year or for next year's budget, or to revisit our budget this year?
That would be a process that I would need to look into.
Commissioner Lynn, I think So I hear what you're saying.
I don't
And-
want to see, within reason, money being a point that say, well, we didn't have enough money to do that, and so we failed. And so I would like to take that out of the equation.
Right, I got you. So we will definitely entertain that as we go forward with our budget preparation, probably in another month from now. And usually when we add positions, we do it during the budget process. So we will have those discussions with Director Travis.
Thank you. Don't send him into a burning fire with just his skivvies.
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
And don't none of us bring you any torches to keep you on fire either.
That's all. Thank you, Mr. President.
It's a two-part thing.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner Chavez?
Thank you, Chair. Director, thanks for coming down.
Yes, sir.
I hear a lot of good stuff. And,
Yes, sir.
I, of course, am linked to the Facebook groups, and I see them actually defending you, and I like to see that.
Yes, sir.
The same ones that were screaming, burn the place down, but a year ago
Yes, sir.
are saying, give him a shot, and he's doing a good job.
Yes, sir.
So I commend you for that, and I thank you. Would you touch on what's going to happen on June the 30th with the free spay and neutering appointments at the library? Or are you aware of that?
I saw the posting. However, I had been in contact with Robinson's Rescue about coming to the shelter to do one of those events for giving out the information for the vouchers and possibly coming to they'll be coming to the shelter from 12 o'clock to 2 on is it July 26th? Is that the last Thursday in July, I think?
We'll work on getting it out to the public. Thank you for that. And lastly, obviously you're leading by example, and I thank you for that. But as far as your own financial responsibility, I don't think you should have to do that. We're not a nonprofit. Thank you for stepping out and doing that. Dr. Wilson, can we get him repaid for that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I was unaware today.
Okay.
So you hearing it, I'm hearing for the first time too
Okay.
on that. So we'll take care of that.
And we thank you for doing that. That just goes to show how much you care about it. But we're not broke around the horseshoe, so we can
Right.
definitely help to pay for what we
Right.
have our responsibilities for. Thank you again.
Yes, sir.
That's all, Chair.
Oh, thank you. Commissioner Middleton?
Travis,
Yes, sir.
thank you, and thank you, okay?
Thank you, sir.
A million times, and Kelvin too, I know you're a part of that team, I know y'all are working together, really glad to see it. And following on what Commissioner Atkins said, would this be appropriate, maybe a GoFundMe type account to set up for receiving money? I don't know if there's legal stuff like that, Donna, needs to be taken care of. But again, I just, these guys say everything in the world, but I'm just gonna tell you thank you from my heart. I appreciate what you're doing, calling me for anything. I'm trying to stay in my lane and not get in your lane, okay?
Yes, sir. No problem, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. And Kelvin, thank you, man. You're always there responding for me and everything I need. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Commissioner Stephen Jackson?
Yeah, I just want to go back to, I think, throughout this conversation, the positions that are open. I want some clarification on that. You said you're within your cap, so does that mean y'all had to let some folks go? I don't know
No,
that I
sir.
was clear on that.
No, we didn't let anyone go.
No one's let go, or has
No,
anybody
sir.
resigned?
No, sir.
So no attrition has taken place?
That's correct.
Okay, so you still have the same individuals that were there, but you're adding?
Actually, some folks were reassigned within the organization.
Okay.
Laterally.
Okay.
And that's how we took care of that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Commissioner Cawthorn?
I just want to follow up on that. So you took, from my understanding and edification, you took the existing positions and kind of did a reshuffle.
Yes, sir.
Seeing that you could take the same manpower and utilize them in a more effective way.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Travis. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate it.
Todd, next item?
No, we're still on communicated committee reports.
Okay, so we still have communicating committee reports on down the line. This is the first one. No one's on board, so we'll
Okay,
move.
next we go to President's report.
You better pop on and get on.
Okay.
Commissioner Lyndon Johnson?
Yes, is Mr. Sweeney or someone from NPC here?
He is.
Just walk in, good time. Ms. Sweeney,
Yes,
I
sir.
know a while back, we had an ordinance in place that anytime a trailer would fall into an area inside of the parish, that we would then have to vote for that trailer to be there if it wasn't one there. And I know that recently in District 2, that there's been trailers popping up, and I hadn't seen any kind of notification about it or anything.
When the UDC was adopted by the parish back in December, mobile homes are allowed by right in the RA districts, whereas before they were not. Now, they're restricted such that they can't pop up in regular single-family home subdivisions anymore, but they can show up in RA, the MH, the mobile home or manufactured home subdivision, and the manufactured home park.
Well, these are like, been like standalones.
And if they're zoned RA, they're allowed by right.
Okay.
That's the way it used to be many years ago, and that's what we went back to.
Okay. Well, personally, you know, if you got someone who has a $200,000-300,000 house and it's a vacant lot, and then all of a sudden it's cleared off, and then next thing you know that there's a trailer sitting there, that homeowner is very upset. And you know, I think a while back we had some kind of vote on it, and I tried to repeal it, and I think it failed. But I'm gonna bring it up again because I think that we need to have citizen input on that, even though that person buys that property. But we still need to preserve the value of those homes that are around that are already there. And you know, if they good with it, then I'm good with it. But if they have a problem with that, then that person who buys that property needs to know that, you know, before they buy it, that there is another step that they have to get approval with the area that's close by and this body. And so I'll be bringing that back up again in probably our next work session to make sure that we do have that right to do that, because this seeing a trailer pop up and you got this money that you'd invested in a house, some people will get very upset about that.
I understand.
All right, thank you.
All right, next item.
President's report.
I have none at this time.
Next, we move to public hearing on ordinances. Ordinance number 5782 of 2018 to declare surplus property owned by the Parish of Caddo located in section 24, township 18 north, range 15 west, being a portion of the right-of-way of North Lakeshore Drive, to authorize the sale pursuant to the law of said surplus property to Lakeview Waterworks District for the appraised value to otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Okay, I declare a public hearing on ordinance number 5782 open at this time. Is there anybody who wishes to speak in favor of ordinance number 5782? Is there anybody who wishes to speak against ordinance number 5782? At this time, I declare the public hearing on ordinance number 5782 closed. Moving to our next item.
Move to ordinances for final passage. Ordinance number 5782 of 2018.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Lyndon B. Johnson to adopt ordinance number 5782. That's been seconded by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts. There's no one on the board. Please vote. That passes 12-0. Moving to our next item.
As we move to zoning ordinance for introduction by title. Ordinance number 5783 of 2018 in regards to zoning case P1218, amending zoning of property located on the end of Singleton Road, 1,025 feet south of Pine Hill Road, Caddo Parish, Louisiana, from RMHP Residential Manufactured Home Park to District 1 R15 Single Family Residential District. Next, we move to work session minutes from June 18th.
Second.
Have a motion by Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts, seconded by Vice President Lynn Cawthorn to adopt work session minutes of June 18th. Please vote. And that passes 12-0. Moving on to our next item, Mr. Clerk.
We move to resolutions. Resolution number 44, authorizing the Caddo Parish Fire District number 1 to issue, sell, and deliver in the name of the district fire district revenue bonds in an amount not exceeding $1 million.
Mr. President, I move that we adopt and go on and adopt resolution number 44, number 45, and resolution number 46.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Stephen Jackson, seconded by Commissioner Matthew Lynn, to englobo adopt resolution number 44, resolution number 45, resolution number 46. That's been made and adopted. Commissioner Linda, does anybody wish to speak on the motion? Commissioner Linda Johnson?
Yes, I noticed Chief Cotton is here, so if he would come up and kind of give us a reasoning behind the issuance of these bonds.
Have you spoken to him yet?
No.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking him
It's
to
gonna
come
be
up.
good for you.
Good afternoon. What we're planning on doing with this bond, the fire station that is there in your area was a pre-manufactured fire station that was put in probably in early 2000.
The Lakeview one.
The Lakeview station right behind the KCS rail yard. And what's happened over the years, it has a basement, sub-basement under it for the utilities and all of this. And it keeps moisture all the time. And so what is happening is deteriorating the station from the bottom up. And it's starting to generate mold within the walls and things like this. So we began looking at this last year, and it would be a whole lot better if we just remove that structure and build a new structure. And we're not replacing the whole area because we're leaving the engine room bays and all of that intact. We're just adding to the front part of it where the living structure is. And
Is that the station on North Lakeshore Drive?
it will be facing North Lakeshore Drive.
Okay.
Just like it is. What we're doing is tearing the old station down that you're familiar with. We're going in and reworking it and building just a part of the new station. The rest of it will still exist.
Okay. That's some of it, or that's all of it?
Uh-huh.
You got anything else you're gonna be doing with it?
No, it's just a fire station. That's all we're doing is we're replacing the living quarters and the living area. Of course, you guys know we live in a fire station 24/7, 365 a year, and we started recognizing problems with this structure, with the way it was designed and being prefabbed. It's never a good idea for a fire station facility to have a prefab structure for a long term as we are.
Okay.
And we just got delivery of a new medic unit last week that's going in your area. So you'll have a brand new medic unit there also.
Okay. Wonderful.
All right. Any other
Yeah,
questions?
we've got a couple. I'm assuming everybody's on board with regards to asking Chief Cotton some questions. If you're not, let me know. Commissioner Lewis Johnson?
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I want to say good afternoon to Chief Cotton. I had the pleasure of working with Chief Cotton throughout my career. He was my chief for training, hired under him, and I have great respect for you and what you do. You're clearly a professional, fire service professional. I know that your project is going, of course, it's in District 1 and 2, but I want to ask you, how's it coming? Is it coming okay? Are you having any concerns at all?
Well, right now, we're out to bid on the fire station, and we're hoping to get started on the demolition part in construction in August. Right now, we're kind of held up at the MPC. And, anyway, we're kind of held up there. We began in April the 13th, or April the 11th, to start the project. We made contact. We've had a preliminary application meeting on the 17th. May the 3rd, we had a preliminary application conference. And on the 25th, we had email MPC contact person about the process submitting variances. And I'll get into that in a minute. The email responses on the 30th on various requests. June the 8th, prepare variance letter requests for exceptions on some of the NPC site planning. June the 13th, we submitted variance letters to application NPC director, and we're just waiting on approval to him or what he's going to do before we can move on. We've asked the variances on several things at this fire station because you know this is an existing structure that's been there a long time. And I know there's some areas that they're requiring us or wanting us to do now, like a landscape architect, put in a sprinkler system for the shrubs and all of this kind of stuff. Also requiring that any gravel that we have, we got about that much gravel beside the concrete where some of the people park their personal cars and stuff, that's got to be ripped up and concrete or asphalted. So you can't have any gravel there anymore. We got to build fences and all this. I don't mind, as y'all know, if y'all are familiar with my fire stations, they all look nice. We spend a lot of money on our central fire station, having it done upright. since you've asked this, we're trying to get started, and if we have a variance appeal that we can go to the appeal board, it's September the 17th. So we can't file an appeal till September the 17th, and we can't start construction until we get a permit. So they won't let the contractors get in there. So what basically we're dealing with is with the additional requirements that we're having to do now, it's going to raise my cost $59,343 for the new requirements that wasn't here last December. And I'm trying to get this fire station in and get it there because the Lakeview area, we respond to a lot of calls in that area. And not in Lakeview alone, but last year we responded over 2,600 calls, Caddo Fire District 1. And I'm going to guess that probably 300 or 400 of them were in Lakeview. So I need a fire station there. What we're going to do when we start construction is I am renting a mobile home to put there so that the crews can remain on site to where we can still respond from that area for quicker response instead of having to come from other stations. So this is kind of where we are since you asked. We're kind of in a limbo state until we get our license. We're expecting to try to start construction or project August the 1st. But if we can't file an appeal to September, that puts us way behind. But this is a public safety facility, and we need to be there, and we need to get this project out of the way. As y'all understand, we need to get back in full operation.
Really, I was unaware of that. I was asking because the last time you made the station, I mean,
you asked me how's it going. I'm telling you how it's going.
I'm saying the last time you made the station, we're kind of anxious to kind of check it out and that type of thing. So that was my concern for this one. So that's valuable information, but that's other districts. But thank you very much, Chief Cotton. It's good to see you, sir.
Any other questions?
Lewis, you done?
I'm done. Thank you.
I'm gonna yield the floor to Commissioner Stephen Jackson.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Because
Yes,
I
sir.
have to leave in a moment. You said something that has made my mind go somewhere else. But I just have one first question about. I'm very familiar with the issue of your structure. We had the same problem with our library in Grambling. Is it built on top of a pond or a lake? I know it's the Lakeview subdivision.
Yeah.
Because what I don't want to see us do is go down this road, fix it, and then, because we would do that all the time. We would remediate, and then 6-7 years later, we're right back here. We were right back there with the same mold, asbestos problem because it was built on top of a reservoir.
Right. What I'm referring to is if they built like a 3-foot concrete.
Right.
It's like a swimming pool under it. And
Right.
they
So
set the
that's
frame down
exactly what
on
I'm
it,
saying.
and it drains to one end, and we have to run a sump pump all
So
the
you have a
time to
pump.
keep the water out of it.
So
but the moisture is just horrible in there. There's no ventilation, and it's basically destroying the structure from underneath.
So you're saying the structure is built on top of some pond or reservoir or something? Okay.
It's basically the concrete that's holding the moisture in there.
Right.
And we've had it where it's filled all the way up to the top under the floor. If the sump pump's not pumping out fast enough with the heavy rains we've had, then it gives us, we've had to take another pump and put in there and try to pump the water out.
It is the exact same problem.
Yeah. When you get the water out, though, you still got the moisture and the humidity and all of that, and it's just not a good design. And that was done before I got there, but now I'm trying to fix it.
Okay. So y'all not going, so this is not to address your structural issues. This is sort of to put a new, what's under the structural issues.
Right. All that's going to be torn out and replaced. We're going to haul dirt back in, build it back up, get all that compacted in and everything.
Okay.
I would think if it was on another design and not on this concrete structure, we may not be having that much problem, but this has just created I guess a good place to grow mushrooms.
Right,
You know?
absolutely. I'll tell you to look at French drainage. I know that was one of the solutions that we had tried to come up with was French drainage.
Right.
Or talk to some folks at the state about in the state facilities management about the Grambling Library problem because it sounds identical. But I want to ask Donna and Attorney Frazier and Attorney Bernstein if y'all could get us some kind of guidance because that other issue that he brought up, it sounds like if we follow the logic of, because I assume they're a political subdivision, the fire district, Is it not quasi-governmental or political
I
subdivision?
don't think that would be correct.
So they're not a political,
Plug it up.
they're not a,
Plug it
sta-
up and then-
We are a
Yeah.
political subdivision, because we are appointed or made by the state.
Okay.
Enacted by the state. However, those fire districts are not enacted by the state, so I don't think that they meet the.
so they still have to go through the MPC vetting process? Because I'm thinking about the port issue, when the port, and I think the city of Shreveport with the aquarium said they didn't have to go through that MPC and variance process. Would it not apply to, in this case as well?
We can take a look at that. Well, it's probably going to depend also who's issuing the permit here, but that's something that we could take a look at, because that was something that was.
But I think we were of the position that they did have to go through it, but.
They were, using their discretion.
Correct.
To,
Correct.
so it may be that since they issue our permits still, that they can do that in this particular case.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Appreciate it. That's it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, just a couple of questions, because I think most of mine have been answered. Chief, first of all, thank you for coming down here.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, what we're trying to do is a great public benefit for Lakeview area. So everything is gonna be built at basically the same location. It's
Exact same spot.
I'm gonna yield to Commissioner Linda Johnson, but I'm here to help you with any of the issues of the
Yes.
MPC, but I think this is Commissioner Linda Johnson's baby. I'm gonna let him take care of you on that one.
Yeah, Chief Cotton, I didn't know you had all those issues going on with MPC. I've been screaming about
Local.
some of the stuff the MPC does on holding up projects. And this is just shows proof to the rest of you guys that it's happening. And I'm not making stuff up. It shouldn't take, you say you started in April and still might have the same process going on in September. It shouldn't take that long to do that. I mean, the footprint is already established. All he's gonna do is tear down and rebuild. But there again, the first thing that he said that was one thing that was gonna hold him up, or has been holding him up, is landscaping.
Yeah, exactly what you've been saying.
I mean, come on. I mean, I just got through working a project that's over $5 million. And one of the things that's holding us out now is landscaping. How do you hold out progress over landscaping?
Yeah.
I mean, if I put in one type of tree as opposed to another tree, or if the architect draws a rendering and it has 15, 30 different bushes and flowers and all that kind of stuff, you gonna sit there and count each one and make sure that each one of them is there? That's what's happening. Y'all don't believe me, but that's what's happening. So we got to do something totally different. And, you know, we've been talking about it. Me and Mario is working on something. But we've been kind of holding back to see what's going to do, if it's going to change any. But it doesn't. So you got all this requirement about landscaping. And then right next door to you, you got weeds that's 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
And a junk pile. And I've been trying to get that moved since 2010. And it's still there.
Right. That's right.
And I get held up all kind of ways because this person that, he has to go through the justice of the peace, he has to go through district court.
Now he's in jail.
So you want a manicured building here, but right next door to it, you got a junk pile. Doesn't make any sense.
You're right.
And we using the same standards for both of them. But what can we do?
Yeah.
We held hostage in our own parish by this kind of stuff.
Well, I can agree. Like I said, if we'd have built this fire station last fall, we'd probably may have had it started. But the thing is I'm trying to save the people money, and an extra $50,000 for beautifications and all of this stuff. It's not. We want a nice looking fire station. We want it to look nice for the neighborhood and welcome for people that need our services. But you know, you're getting into almost $60,000. I can buy a lot of equipment with $60,000. And so anyway, that's just, I didn't mean to get off into that, but kind of how things going. That's how things are going. So I have my architect with me here today in case y'all have any specific questions. And he's been working with this and keeping me posted on everything. And so that's why I'm here. I kind of got, when he told me we file a variance, because we've already told that they're not going to give on the gravel. Not going to give on that. We're going to have to replace all that with concrete. Then when I said that we file an appeal to the appeals deal, they said, well, we'll be able to appeal it in September the 17th. I kind of got aggravated. You know, I'm trying to get this fire station built and get it up, because even if we start in August, it's going to be January or February before it's complete.
Yeah, it'll be longer than that, about 9 months.
Now it's going to be longer than that. So I just got to get it going, because this mobile home's going to be running me a lot of money every month to stay in until we get that fire station back. So that's just kind of where I'm at. But besides that, everything's going wonderful.
Thank you, Commissioner Lewis Johnson, for opening up that door. Look at it.
Hey, watch this guy. He's a good guy.
Hang on, one more. Commissioner Chavez?
Chief, you can stand there. I'm not going to really ask you any questions. I'm just going to call out the elephant in the room. I hope the man that's responsible for what you need to get done and the extra 6 months and $60,000 that you're having to spend to get this project is listening and looking at you and is going to go upstairs after this and make something happen. I hope for your sake.
Yes, sir.
Because I hope for his sake, if he doesn't, the 12 people on this horse, you're going to make a decision. So the best luck to you. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Chief, I just want to say, over the years, you've been really good to work with, so thank you for coming down. You always come down, and, man, hear great things down at Blanchard Fire District 1. So keep up the good work, okay?
Anytime you need me, you know where to
There you go. You know we are. Appreciate
Thank you. Thank y'all.
That goes on the board.
And Lewis, you have something else to say?
Yes.
Lewis, he's back. Lewis wants to end up for you, Chief.
I just want to say, as related to this particular discussion, I was simply inquiring. I know that in my district, just for the record, most recently I've had a concern in my district as related to a similar concern. That particular owner was able to meet with MPC, express what their concerns were, and they were more than willing to work with them. So I don't want to overlook that. And that my experience has been that we can work with them, and we have worked with them. So I want to say that as well. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Todd, moving on to our next item.
We have a motion and a second to englobo and approve.
Okay, so we can now vote on this item. And that passes 11-0. Next item.
We have no old business. We move to new business.
Chair, I'd like to move that we strike 8.1 from the agenda.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Atkins, seconded by Commissioner Lynn Cawthorn to remove item 8.1 from the agenda.
18.1.
18.1 from the agenda regarding the wind catcher energy. So please vote at this time. And that passes 9-1. Moving to our next item.
We'll move to the second part of Communications Committee reports.
Is anybody on board?
1-1.
Okay, Commissioner Stormy Gage Watts.
Thank you. I just would like to thank Director Henri Wesley and Parks and Recreations for attending the event on last night, ensuring another evening of excellence with the Shreveport United event that was held at Booker T. Washington. The young man who came down is already gone. He left.
No, he's here.
Hey. Okay. I wanted to say to him, I invited him here today to my colleagues because of his comments on last night. And I thought that everyone should hear from him as a teenager who is going and living through this era with all of the violence that they're facing and all of the other challenges that they're facing. And he was the one who was bold enough to start the conversation and engaged other teens as well to start asking questions and engaging in the conversation with us all. And he knows that we're not the city, and he knows who we are, but he also knows that we are elected officials. So the information on last night was a great event. Director Clay Walker was there, Muriel, Juvenile Services. We talked about human trafficking live on Facebook. But the things that were shared, is so much more of those events need to happen throughout our communities. I also want to share with the public that Jebediah was there from Alpha Media Group, and he also was one of the speakers. And he shared that every Friday night at Hot Wheels Skating Ring from 7 p.m. until both locations will have free skating for the youth to come out and skate at absolutely no charge. So we're all pulling together and hoping that we can do something different in our city, in our parish, to help curb some of this violence in whatever ways that are necessary. And I also announced that there will be a game night that the Abdul Temple will be having on Hearn Avenue from 5 p.m. until in Shreveport. And that's it.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner Golden Gage Watts. I just wanted to.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Sunday.
Okay. Thank you.
Good?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Wilson, I just wanted to say a shout out to Toya Edwards and Chuck. Got a package from them. I know other commissioners have too, regarding the property standards issues. I got 5 letters that have already been sent out to really some bad looking property standards areas. Appears they're working really hard. And just wanted to tell them thanks to keep up the good work. Hopefully things will start moving along a lot faster and quicker and more expeditiously. Obviously they are. So tell Chuck and Toya, thank you for all the hard work, okay?
Thank you, sir. I'll let them know.
Commissioner John Atkins.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Sweeney, quick question for you, sir. I hate to have you come all the way up. Is there, I've heard rumors of a special MPC meeting next week. Is that, can you fill us in on the scheduling of that event, and is it an open meeting?
Well, all our meetings have to be open meetings.
I assume so.
Yes, and my understanding is there is a special meeting set for the 25th of June, which is this Monday.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
25th of June, thank you. Oh, yeah, right. Sir, what time is it?
Four o'clock.
Thank you.
Are you done?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Mike Middleton.
Mine's real quick. Thank you, sir. A week or so ago, I was in presence of some young lady from California, and she was talking about how there's so much to do in California. I asked what she likes to do. She says she likes to hike and things of that nature. There's no place around here to do it. So that's when I brought to her attention Eddie Jones and Walter P. Jacobs. Have you heard of those? No, where are those? Okay, so we just need to get the word out a little bit more. We have services out there, and these are the kind of services we're going to be going for a tax renewal later this year, so maybe we need to ramp that up a little bit on that. But asked her about, how about the place over at the refuge over in Bossier City? I've never heard of that. So anyhow, we have it. We just need to get it out there a little bit more in what we're doing. So let's listen to what our constituents are telling us and see if we can't give them such a simple solution. I gave her the website, so hopefully she's taking care of that. That's it. Thank you.
Commissioner Chavez.
Thank you, Chair. Just a heads up, next Tuesday at noon, the Downtown Rotary is going to host Kenneth Epperson to come speak about the Veteran Cemetery. So if you guys are free at lunchtime, go down there and support him. That's all, guys.
Where is it?
At the Convention Center at noon on Tuesday.
Yeah, just Commissioner Middleton, I appreciate, that what you said is important. We've worked hard and hard and hard, and I've constantly said that the Walter B. Jacobs Park is kind of like the diamond in the rough that so many people don't know about it, but hidden treasure. Whatever we do, we jump up and down, and we can put it on Facebook. I don't know. I mean, we try our best to let everybody, and Henri, his group, they're doing a lot better job than they used to. You see it in the newspaper, you see it on Facebook for so many things and events they have at Walter B. Jacobs Park. And the Eddie D. Jones. Maybe we need to put some more stuff at the Eddie D. Jones Park. But anybody that's into that stuff like hiking or riding bikes, they usually do know about the Eddie D. Jones Park. Those are two great things that we need to toot our horn and do a better job if we can. Because everything that we have in our park and recreation, everything that we have is free. The only thing you pay for, Andre's here, the only thing I think we pay for is when you go spend the night overnight at at the Earl Williamson Park, the overnight campers. You pay, the fee there is not very much. But if you go to Walter B. Jacobs, Eddie Jones Park, the Fleming Park, if you want just a nice little park to go to that Fleming Park off of West Lake Shore. That's on Richard Fleming, right there on mine in your district. I mean, that's a beautiful little park right there off of Cross Lake.
PBS Pinchback.
Yeah, Pinchback. We have a lot of nice parks
14
that are sometime unutilized. But I tell you what, you go to there. I mean, there's sometimes there are families and family reunions at Earl Williamson. You just wouldn't believe the people that go out there. You know, when you don't have a lot of money and you need a place to go and do things, and with the gazebo area and things that are coming at Earl Williamson, it's going to have more things there. So you're right. You're right. If you can come up with a plan or action, or let us know. I know Andre and Crystal will be great to try to get the word out the better we can.
I'm glad to say something because you don't tell me I'm right often at all.
Thank
you. That's cool.
You're actually wrong about that. All right. Commissioner Gerald Bowman.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to say that July 2nd at 2 p.m. we'll have an Animal Services meeting. And we can also bring up and discuss about our prisoner pet program potentially. I know that our directors are already researching some information to see how it can be applicable to Caddo and some other things on the agenda. But just know that the meeting will be on July 2nd at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you. And Dr. Wilson?
Yes, sir. One
Be
last.
Be short.
Yes, sir. For those wishing to make a donation to the Animal Services Department, Caddo Parish Commission Animal Services Box, P.O. Box 1127, P.O. Box 1127, Shreveport, Louisiana 71163.
And make it payable to Caddo Parish
Commission, yes. Caddo Parish Commission.
And just put
on it.
animal services or
Animal
something at the
services.
bottom so we'll know what it's for.
We'll make sure
Crates or something like that.
Yes, sir. We'll make sure they get the resource.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Anybody else on the board? Do we have anything else, Todd?
Adjourn.
No. Okay. We are moved to adjourn.
I like those.